complete outrage where China is poisoning America's children, poisoning our teenagers, poisoning our young people. How long are you going to let this go on?
Congresswoman, let me assure you that we're not letting it go on. We are fighting this.
No, I reclaim my time. You're a liar. You are letting this go on, and the numbers.
Well,
no.
Actually, I want you to take the words of the speaker down.
So in making a ruling on this, it's pretty clear that the rules state you can't impugn someone's character. Identifying or calling someone a liar is unacceptable in this committee. And I make the ruling that we strike those words.
So that was a little back and forth where Marjorie Greene believed that she could freely and openly berate the Secretary of the DHS in that case, the same way that I'm gonna speculate she does at every restaurant and Panera she goes to. She thought that she could just throw wild accusations and it's fine. I'm on a podcast or whatever. I can do whatever I want. That's not actually how it works. She went on a little bit more, once again, trying to get her little, I guess, media appearance that she can put on Twitter or something. Here's a bit more of that.
Did you move to take the words down or to strike them, Mr. Thompson?
Yeah, sorry, I just stepped in.
To take them down.
So
that's what we did.
Yeah,
my understanding is if words are taken down, that means that the member can no longer speak in whatever the proceeding is that those words were said.
Personal inquiry, point of personal inquiry.
There's no such thing.
Stand by just a second. House, when we strike, it does terminate the time of the individual who is speaking. So the gentlelady is no longer recognized.
There's no such thing. So condescending. I love it. I love it. I'm like, apologies, Congresswoman. You can't just say things that you saw in a movie at some point. This is real life. You have a real job. I know that's gonna come as like a surprise to you or whatever. I appreciate the burn and then also referring to her as a gentle lady, which is at the same time both polite and also kind of a burn too, because we know that it doesn't apply. Jessica, what do you think?
I love this. We need a new Robert's Rules of Order that's just stuff Marjorie Taylor Greene made up. A new book for us to go by for professional
That's
meetings.
a TikTok that you should make, by the way.
Yeah, that's
what kind
great.
of points she could call for.
And she uses it in Panera Bread for some reason as well. I would love that.
Yeah, so look, she's furious about fentanyl. I think that people can be angry about the actual situation with fentanyl and non-fentanyl overdose. She's of course furious about the fantasy version of it that exists only in her head and the Donald online or whatever. The thing about it is, look, you can be frustrated with that guy, with DHS more broadly about not doing enough, but just yelling at him nonstop, not bringing facts or anything like that. This is the thing that's frustrating for me. There are plenty of people on both sides of the aisle that want to have their little moment and look cool questioning someone. The issue is that when you have like a Lauren Boebert who got owned on the public urination in Washington thing just a few weeks ago, or Marjorie Greene here is, they look at like Katie Porter or AOC or Ayanna Pressley like having a great moment, and they just see someone being confident and strong, and they never stop to think, why are they confident? Now, in their case, they're confident because they've done the research. They know what the person is going to say and they know what the truth is, and so they can juxtapose those two things. For Marjorie Greene, she thinks that just Karening at the witness is being strong, and that doesn't work. It doesn't work in this case, even amongst other Republicans.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. This whole thing, China's poisoning our kids, does not make sense when you're having a conversation about fentanyl, but she doesn't even think about the things that she's saying. Instead of citing evidence, are those things true? Are those things, do they make sense? Are they coherent? She doesn't consider that whatsoever. And I love that she doesn't feel the need to present evidence to the contrary of what this witness is saying when she calls them a liar. She's just like, you're a liar. China's poisoning our kids. And she really, I think you're right that she's looking for that viral moment, because there was a viral TikTok from a representative out of North Carolina saying a lot of the representatives we see on the floor of Congress seem very excitable when the cameras are in the room. but behind the scenes, they're very calm. And it sucks that we have representatives that are not representing us, but doing whatever it takes to get on camera and have a viral moment. If you wanted to be a TikTok influencer, you should have done that instead of standing for election.
Yeah, they just desperately want to have a show. That's all they want, because they want applause and they want something that is easier to do than being a competent, qualified legislator, basically. Marjorie Greene did not run, and no one voted for her, for the idea that she was gonna sit in a room with a bunch of like policy experts and activists and bang out legislation. Like, that's not how she's spending her time. She thinks that all of this is the point. Just like Matt Gaetz wanted to go to Fox News and Ted Cruz's podcast, and Marjorie Greene had, I don't know, maybe she still does her little daily show or whatever. That's what they want. Look, there is value to that sort of thing. After all, that's kind of in one form or another what Jessica and I do, amongst other things. But it's not why you were elected to office. AOC does the occasional Instagram video to communicate with her constituents. If she did like a daily 90-minute podcast, I would have a problem with that. Anyway, the issue for Marjorie Greene in this case is that she did not just anger the Democrats there, she angered the Republicans. They're apparently very frustrated with her. CNN cited a source close to the chairman, adding that Greene was furious with her behavior and planned to privately reprimand her. Other Republicans told the news organization that the episode had overshadowed the party's efforts to really focus on what was going on at the border. And there is even talk about the possibility of booting her off the committee if she does this again. And I would just love to see that happen, because it is one thing for the Democrats to boot her off, but if the Republicans are, then it's a little bit harder for her to claim that it's just the deep state or something. Although I'm sure she'll
It's hilarious. Stay on message. We're mad at Mexico, not China right now, Marjorie. That's why she's in trouble with her own party.
Yeah, we're doing the China fear mongering later today. Focus.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.